My name is Akot Sani from South Sudan, and my dream is to play professional football anywhere in the world. I left home with empty hands and a bag full of dreams and ambitions to become a professional footballer. Is it going to be easy? Of course not, but it is definitely worth it in the end. I have chosen to put my life into this, and there is no going back till I achieve my dream, because dreams are meant to be lived. Where there's a will, there is always a way. Welcome to my journey. This is the road to pro contract. I just think that a lot of us are so fortunate to be in places where we have access to football fields, access to a lot of football meetups, access to so many football clubs in our proximity, and also be so lucky to be in places where like a lot of most of the players had always wanted to be in. And I'm kind of just reflecting on this because way back in 2017, 16, after 2019, when I was just back in Africa, even let's say up to 2020, when I was in Southeast Asia, I would look and I'd be like, damn, I wish I'd just get a chance to go to Europe and actually I'll figure out my way out from there. Not knowing, obviously, it's not like when you go to Europe, your football becomes 10 times better magically. Like they say, if you are a lizard in Africa, you cannot become a crocodile when you come to Europe. However, there is a chance that with time you can become a crocodile. And I'm saying this because I'm kind of looking back and I'm like, I've actually moved a lot. But what if at one point when I was back in Asia and or Africa, or even like most of you guys, they just like, we wish we could just go to Lithuania, wouldn't move, would just work our way up in Lithuania. Or if I was in Germany, I would actually stay in Germany and work my way up. Or if was in Portugal, I would actually never move in Portugal. I would find ways to make my way into Benfica. But the thing is that when you're outside, you do not know there's so many things that would actually make somebody want to move from place to place. It's not that people enjoy moving, but there are certain things that are actually out of people's control, you know. Uh, Certain countries just make it very difficult for you to actually get a contract with the kind of documentation that you have, especially if you're coming from outside. It is very complicated, especially if you are not brought in through somebody where there was a pre-arranged agreement for you to be in that place. So, however, most of us are in positions where we really want to come out here, and this is the right time, my guys, for you guys to come out here. I hope you should have been saving up enough money to be able to like finance your move, especially if nobody's looking after you. And I understand most of you would say, oh, my dream is to go play in England, France, Italy, Portugal. But most of those countries, the visa restrictions are very difficult. Like, it's very hard to get a visa going there. For example, I was denied a visa twice to Spain, and I think I spent about 500 or 400. I think about 500, and that was the most painful 500 that I have ever spent in my life, because the first one, I was just denied visa. I tried to appeal. It was going to take a different process. The second one, I think I was coming to Alicante City for like a camp for 1 month, and I had paid also money to the camp. I think it was called Soccer Smart Academy in Alicante City. I had paid money to go down there and be there for a month. I paid 200. So that 200 plus the 150 for the visa and then 100 for insurance, guys. Especially knowing how I hustled to get that money, how I hustled to raise that money, that was the most painful. Now knowing what I know, it is okay. You could go to a lesser country, or countries. Try to actually Google online. There's a lot of information on the internet where you can find actually it is not very difficult to get visas to certain countries. It's very easy. and those should be the places that you can actually go to, especially if you're moving solo, Malta, Romania. And I just found out that Romania, if you are an African, you're not considered a foreigner in the league. You are somewhat, they say you are a local, so their visas are very lenient. If you want to come to France, it's a different thing unless you have somebody that's bringing you over. Same to Germany and some other countries. So save up your money, do a lot of homework about where you want to go to, and make sure that place would actually don't have high expectations. That place has nothing for you, but you know that when you go there, you might actually have less things to deal with besides just you being able to play. The visa or change of visa status would not be a very big problem. Again, someone would say, I don't want to go to this place, it's very cold, or I don't want to go to that place because it's racist. You gotta have thick skin. God is not from your village. Everybody here, you'll have a lot of things that you're going to deal with, and just your mindset should be able to get you by. If somebody ever told me, if I was asked if I wanted to stay long in Portugal for 3 years and try to work my way out there before I got here, somewhere I was going to be like, I actually want to stay in Portugal for the rest of my life if I'm outside. But then you come inside and then you start looking at the things. Obviously the opportunities are there, but if you also look at it, if you kind of like elongate your view, you're going to see that there are places you can actually go to, and it could be more interesting for you. Like a lot of good options could actually be there. Portugal, they pay for the levels, and the quality of football is not proportional to each other. You can find that the quality of football or the level of football is this high, but the salary is very, very low. And with us, especially we African guys who come out here and our parents are relying on us, you're getting every phone call every now and then to help back family. We have to go to places where we're going to make sure that we're going to make the most money, and with the most money we can be able to support our families. And trust me guys, the last 3 months that I was in this club, I think this is where I have learned so much. Like there was a lot of learning that happened, and yeah, I know if I could actually, I think I've became 50 times better tactically than what I was, because where I come from, the tactical level was like, it's like the very it's the weakest point in our football thing, because where we come from, you find oftentimes you play 11v11, simple, no much training, run around the field, enter 11v11. But here there were some drills that we used to do, and those drills would actually in season they didn't hit me. It's when I actually finished the season and I went back and I was like, wow, so we're actually doing this. And then I started seeing the reason why we had to do this, and then I started watching football on TV, and I'm like, oh, this is actually similar to what I was doing in training every day. So I'm quite excited to see where I go next, because yeah, someone's not going to look at me and be like, you're tactically, you don't know where you're supposed to be. At least at this point, maybe they'll say, oh, your technique is not very good, which is okay, something I can also work on during off season. But guys, Portugal, I think it's the best country. Okay, for all the countries I've been to, it is one of the best countries in terms of how do I put it? In terms of football education, Portugal is the best country in terms of football education based on all the places I've been to. Especially if you find the right coaches. The coach actually does not need to speak the same language as you. Just follow what they say and make sure that's where your focus is, because here not so many coaches, especially at these lower levels, speak a lot of English. They just only speak Portuguese, and which is not their problem. It's not their fault. They're in your country. It's up to you, the foreign player, to make an effort to learn the language and at least I was happy for the first time that someone was using me as a translator, even if I wasn't giving the full information. But yeah, I kind of felt big a little bit. I was like, okay, now I found somebody that I can translate to. But yeah, that's just the little video that I wanted to make. And buckle up, guys. When you come down here, there is so much untold things that nobody has told you. Anyway, it's been me, your boy Sunny. Until then, peace out.